Hello and welcome to the second in our series of LogicMonitor API videos using Visual Studio Code to access the LogicMonitor API. We are starting where we left off in the last video from our working example showing some information about various devices, and I'm just going to move the credentials, as we can see here, into a separate class. So we create a new file using this button and we'll just call it credentials.cs. And we'll use this namespace. And create this class. And I'll change these later. So let's save that and go back to the program. And rather than using these variables now, we can use credentials dot. Let's instead do websites, and we can include that namespace with control dot, and we don't need devices anymore, and we can instead say var websites is await get all website, and for each website in websites we can put in the website's name, and let's do the website's ID. So all LogicMonitor entities have IDs, and we can use that to refer to them, and we do that quite frequently using the LogicMonitor API. So let's do a .NET run, remembering that .NET run does a build and a run, and we can see our list of websites. So we can use this technique in many places. There are a number of different namespaces available to us here. LogicMonitor.api dot, and then there are a number of namespaces which we can use here. Okay, let's now try to create an item in the LogicMonitor portal. We do this with CreationDtos. So let's do for devices. Var CreationDto is new and device CreationDto. And we're going to need to give that a few parameters. Now, the bare minimum that we can do in LogicMonitor for a device is the name, which is actually the host name, and we need to provide a preferred collector ID. I happen to know that there's one with ID of 6, and that has to be as a string. Let's also provide the display name. And we need to create that using the portal client. Then, just to prove that this has worked, we will refetch it from the portal client. And we can refetch this by its display name. Finally, let's tidy up our try catch block, and when we return successfully, we're going to return 0. If we have any issues, we'll return 1. Okay, let's save that and try that. Perfect. So that ran, no errors, and we returned out. Let's go and have a look at that device in the portal. And we can see that the device has in fact been created. So there we go. That's a quick introduction to creating items using the LogicMonitor.api NuGet package and Visual Studio Code.